besides being one of the most famous soccer players in the world. Sergio Ramos is a tycoon who knows very well how to invest his money. But have you ever stopped to wonder about just how this millionaire lives? In this video, you will find out all about the luxurious life of Sergio Ramos. Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notifications. Check the option all. But you have to do that in less than 5 seconds. You got it? And if you can, write in the comments #AllAboutSubscribe. Alright, let's get started. Career. Born in 1986 in the municipality of Seville in Spain, Sergio Ramos Garcia, better known simply as Sergio Ramos, is considered one of the world's greatest defenders in soccer. He has always loved football, having started his career playing in the youth teams of Sevilla Soccer Club, where he excelled until he signed a contract with Real Madrid. In one of the biggest and most respected teams in the world, Sergio Ramos has become more famous and talented, becoming one of the most important players in the team and its captain. Throughout his 16 years playing for Real Madrid, the defender came to win dozens of important titles, such as 5 Spanish Campeonatos, for UEFA Champions League, for Club World Cups, among many others. And he has even made a name for himself as a top scorer, having scored over 100 goals, although he plays in a defensive position. As for the Spanish national team, Ramos has participated in 4 World Cups, having been part of the 2010 World Cup winning team. Currently playing for Paris Saint-Germain, Sergio Ramos is considered by many the best defender of his generation and one of the best defenders of all time. Because of all his hard work, he's able to enjoy an extremely luxurious life today. Mansion in Madrid. When it comes to investing in a good place to live next to his family, the word savings is not part of Sergio Ramos' vocabulary. It is known that the player acquired a gigantic property in 2017 in Alcobendas, Madrid, with it being approximately 130,000 square feet, and with him having completely demolished the old building and having built a new mansion from scratch. On social media, the player and his wife are always sharing moments inside his residence, and as shown, it is possible to see that it really is a true mansion. The interior of the house is very sophisticated, having a floor all in white porcelain tile that brings a sense of refinement to the environment. The cinema room is very colorful and cheerful, with a huge blue sofa that offers more than enough space to accommodate the whole family and watch a good movie. Definitely everything in this house is gigantic, and believe it or not, but the residence's lot has enough space even for him to do his own running circuit without leaving the house. And speaking of training, of course there is a very complete gym in this mansion, something that could not be missing in the house of an athlete with a physique such as his. But depending on the day, the player likes to train outdoors and share with his followers on social media. After all, there's no shortage of space, right? The pool area is a place that draws a lot of attention because it has a different format, with some small lakes that create an exotic and paradisiacal environment. And it's no wonder that the player's wife is always posting pictures with her friends in this beautiful place. We can say that Sergio Ramos' house looks more like a recreational club than a residence, and that without a doubt is able to offer all the comfort and luxury for him to relax and live some good times alongside his family. And to get an idea of its price, according to some sources, just in the purchase of the lot alone, the player invested about $13 million, but since we know that he built the mansion completely from scratch, we can estimate that he must have spent a few tens of millions of dollars. Horse stalls. Apart from soccer, one of Sergio Ramos' great passions is his horses. And that is why he founded the stud farm known as Yaguada SR4, a farm of approximately 109 acres of extension made for the breeding of Spanish thoroughbred horses. The complex has a very adapted infrastructure to house all its animals, with an estimated number around 70 horses. And those who think Sergio Ramos is just an amateur horse breeder are sorely mistaken. To give you an idea, his horse known as Yucatan Ramos was consecrated in 2018 no less than world champion in the model and gait competition. And to get a sense of price, it is estimated that this horse alone costs a true fortune, with the figures spinning in the millions of dollars. And this venture has been so successful that on its official Instagram alone there are more than 140,000 followers. And it's no wonder that Sergio Ramos himself has said in some interviews that this is one of his most profitable businesses. This goes to show how the player has managed to turn one of his hobbies into a successful business. Cars. Like many soccer players, Sergio Ramos also likes to riding around in good cars. Starting with the cheapest, he once got a Fiat 600 as a birthday present from his brother, a collectible valued at around $35,000. His wife, on the other hand, posted a photo that there was in the garage a Cadillac Escalade, a huge car capable of offering a lot of comfort and safety for all its passengers. And to get an idea of price, depending on the model, it can reach about $90,000. Moving up the price further, he's already been spotted with his Audi RS6, a sports car with a wagon design, able to unite comfort and speed in one vehicle. The machine can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.6 seconds, and it's no wonder that its price can reach around $115,000. From the same brand, he has been seen with an Audi S8, a beautiful sedan from Audi with an elegant design and a very sophisticated interior, whose most recent models cost around $130,000. Sergio has also posted a photo on top of his Mercedes-AMG G63, a super SUV from Mercedes equipped with a beautiful engine capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.3 seconds. And maybe that's why its price tag is around $160,000. Even more expensive, Ramos has been seen with an Audi R8, a sports car made for those who like speed. To give you an idea, the vehicle is capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds, reaching a top speed of 205 miles per hour. And it isn't cheap at all to own one of these, as a brand new model can exceed the price of $180,000. Another sports car the player has been seen using is a Porsche 911, a vehicle equipped with a very powerful engine, capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in an unbelievable 2.9 seconds. And maybe that's why its price can reach that of $200,000. Luxury items. Anyone who knows Sergio Ramos knows that he's a guy who loves collecting expensive and luxurious items. When putting together his look, for example, he is always seen with beautiful watches such as a $18,000 Bulgari Octo Finissimo, a $30,000 Rolex Yachtmaster, a $32,000 Spitfire IWC Big Pilot, a $55,000 Patek Philippe Aquanaut, and even a $92,000 Patek Philippe Nautilus. But those prices are cheap next to the works of art he collects. On social media, Ramos is always sharing some of the sculptures made by renowned artists that he owns. And to give you an idea of price, some sources estimate that some of these works of arts belonging to the player can cost upwards of $500,000. Jet. To help him get around, Sergio Ramos has a private jet to call his own. The player's aircraft is the Cessna Citation 560 model, a modern medium-sized twin-engine executive jet with a high performance. Its interior is very comfortable, having capacity for up to 8 passengers, being equipped with very cozy leather seats, which are possible to see in the photos he posted on social media next to his son. And according to some sources, when the player is not using his jet, he puts the aircraft up for rent, with the price hovering around $4,000 per flight hour. To acquire this aircraft and have it always at his disposal, it is estimated that Ramos needed to spend something around $2 million. Personal life. Being one of the most famous soccer players in the world, many people are curious to know a little more about the life of Sergio Ramos. Although the star has always been very successful with women, since 2012 he has been together with Pilar Rubio, a famous TV presenter, whom he married in mid-2019. Together the couple has had 4 children, Sergio Jr., Marco, Alejandro, and Maximiano. The athlete always shares good moments next to his beautiful family in social media, including always making declarations of love in the description of the photos and showing to be very happy in his relationship. Business. Apart from having a huge salary as a soccer player, Sergio Ramos is a businessman who has several sources of income. One of his ventures is in real estate, having already built several large projects, such as parking lots, industrial warehouses, and residential complexes. To get an idea of the grandiosity of his enterprises, some newspapers nicknamed him king of the real estate sector for owning more than 5 million square feet in the city of Madrid alone, the capital of Spain. And to run this business he has had the help of his father Jose Maria, and together they have invested more than 60 million euros in an urban planning project to build tens of thousands of houses in the south of the city. Not to mention the investments he has in racehorses and artwork, which can also be considered another form of business of the player. As for his personal image, there is no doubt that it is capable of making him a lot of money. This is because Sergio Ramos is one of the most famous football players in the world, possessing in his Instagram alone, for example, almost 50 million followers. And of course, all this visibility ends up enticing the interest of several brands in sponsoring him. The sporting goods brand Nike, for example, was his sponsor for more than 10 years, but currently it is Adidas that sponsors him. And even his wife Pilar Rubio also contributes to the couple's income. That's because in addition to her salary as a television host, she is very successful on the internet, having more than 7 million followers on her Instagram, an audience she makes use of to advertise for various brands. In other words, we can conclude that Sergio Ramos definitely does not depend solely on his salary from being a soccer player. Net worth. Being considered one of the best defenders of all time, it is clear that Sergio Ramos has already amassed a lot of money throughout his career. To get an idea of all his earnings from soccer, currently playing for Paris Saint-Germain, his salary is estimated to be almost $7 million per season. And while that's a big sum, it's a far cry from how much he was earning at Real Madrid. According to some sources, Sergio Ramos was paid as Real Madrid's captain, a figure of approximately $16 million, a nice salary for a player who plays in a defensive position. And although nobody is sure about how wealthy this athlete really is, according to some sources, taking into account all his sources of income and his huge salary as a soccer player, it is estimated that Sergio Ramos's net worth has already exceeded the figure of $100 million. Not bad, is it? Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel Dios to satisfy your curiosity.